Welcome back to my channel. I am a Jen who reads, and this is going to be my November TBR from the car. There's only one day left in October, and I still have not done my TBR for November video or my October wrap-up video. And it has just been because I have literally not had the time. One of the hardest things about making YouTube videos, and I guess other bookish content or any other kind of content on the internet, is that, at least personally, it feels like when I have time to sit down and make a video, I look like garbage. So not only do I have to plan when I'm going to take a shower so that my hair is dry enough to make a video, and I have a little bit of makeup on and I don't look like some sort of a goblin. That takes a lot of planning, and I don't always make it happen. And since today is no exception, I have just been teaching middle school for the last 8 hours, and I've been up since 5:30. And the lighting is crazy in here. It's either good, bad, cloudy, bright, dark, whatever. We're going to just roll with it, okay? So today I'm going to just talk about my November TBR in the car. We are nearing the end of the year, which means that I am thinking a lot about my reading goals for the new year, thinking about what I read this past year, kind of trying to figure out what is important and what I need to do for the rest of 2024, which is only 2 more months. Hold on, I need to turn into traffic here, so give me a minute. All right, that's better lighting. So one of the things that is really important that I do in the next month or two is to continue with a bunch of series. One of my goals for 2024 was to finish series quicker, and I about halfway accomplished that goal. I am reading series quicker than I was, but that does not mean that I still don't have a whole list of series that I'm in the middle of. So for November, I've decided, instead of making a TBR with prompts or with a random wheel generator or with some sort of a readathon or a game, I am going to just make a list of every book that I have that I need to read to continue a series. And it's going to be way more than I can read in November, but at least it will, I feel like, give me a good chunk of progress towards completing these series. These are in no particular order. I'm at a red light, it's okay. So first I'm going to talk about the ones that I think are going to be definitely read. These are the ones that have the highest likelihood of me reading them. The first one is Reckless. I actually have the dust jacket off of Reckless. It's on my nightstand. It is getting ready to be read. I recently just listened to 2 podcasts on Powerless. I recommend the Flights of Fantasy podcast if you like to listen to people review fantasy books. And I read Powerless earlier this year, and I absolutely loved it, even though there's a lot of construction. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Even though I am starting to shy away from YA. And that's not on purpose. I have nothing against YA. I just feel like my YA era is ending. It's nearing its end. I have been gravitating more towards epic adult fantasy. But I did read Powerless, and I loved it. I loved it. I read it, but I have been listening to clips from the audio, and they give me goosebumps, and so great. I just saw the cover reveal for book 3, which is called Fearless. Hello, Taylor Swift reference. And I think that it's gonna just be so great. And I'm super excited. I literally don't know why I haven't read this one yet. Okay, that's my spiel on that. The next one is one I'm so surprised I have not read yet. And it's Apprentice to the Villain, because Assistant to the Villain was my favorite book in 2024. I thought I would read this one right away, and I I did have it on my TBR for September, but every book that I had on my TBR was some sort of a cozy book, and I just got a little bit cozied out, and so I am going to have to pick that one up and revisit that one in November. But highly recommend Assistant to the Villain. Wait a minute, is Assistant to the Villain the first one, or is Apprentice to the Villain? I think Assistant to the Villain is the first one, and Apprentice to the Villain is the second one. Yes, that's it. The next one is A Pirate's Life for Tea, which is the second book. It is the sequel to Can't Spell Treason Without Tea by Rebecca Thorne. I recently read this one in September, and I absolutely loved it. If you like Legends and Lattes, you will like Can't Spell Treason Without Tea. The stakes are a little bit higher, so it's not exactly the same. And there is a magical creature that I just love in this book. I cannot wait to read it. And she also just released the cover to the third book, which is absolutely gorgeous. All of these books have sprayed edges on the first editions, and I just love this series to death, at least the first one. I'm sure I will love the whole series. And the last one that I know is going to be a priority read is Somewhere Beyond the Sea, which is T.J. Klune's sequel to House in the Cerulean Sea. Again, it's another cozy queer romance with magical creature children who are just so adorable. My coworker has already read this and keeps saying, you need to read it, you need to read it, and I need to read it. So everything by T.J. Klune so far in my book is top-notch, and I'm sure that this one is going to be no exception. So those are my main books that I need to read, or that I think will be the ones that are going to be read, if I had to like bet on it. But you know, sometimes my mood reading gets a hold of me and my TBR just goes out the window. So the books that, the other books I have that I need to continue a series is The Bullet That Missed. This is the third book in the Thursday Murder Club. This one sat on my shelf, the first one, the Thursday Murder Club, sat on my shelf for so long, and I finally picked it up because I was just sick of seeing it sit there. It was actually a read for my Discord book club, which is, the link is in the description below if you're interested. It's free. If it's free, it's for me. And I can't believe I didn't pick it up sooner. I read the second one right away, and now I'm going to read the third one. My daughter is also reading the series. She's 17. She really, really likes it. I have a couple of friends who are older than 65. They're loving it. It is really across the board for all ages. What a wonderful book. I'm nervous. There's 2 more books in the series, and the main characters in this book are not young. They're retired, and they're getting on up in years, and I'm worried for them. I'm worried for them. Okay, I'm back. My phone overheated, apparently. Having it on the dashboard of your car, even though the air is on, in the Florida heat, is still really hot. So I went into the store to get dinner, which was just Walmart. I went into Walmart. I'm a Walmart girly. A lot of my clothes are from Walmart. I love Walmart. I don't know what to say. So we'll see how long it takes for this to overheat again. While I was in there, I picked up this lip gloss. It's like plumper lip gloss. And I did read that it has like chili flakes in it. But I guess I didn't believe them. And let me tell you what. This shit is spicy. Spicy. I even got some on my tongue. And it hurts a little bit. But as I'm getting older, I'm noticing like more wrinkles and stuff in my lips, especially when I wear lipstick. So I thought maybe this would plump it up a little bit. And I have to say, I love the way it looks. Sorry, I'm looking in the mirror. I love the way it looks. I love the way it feels on my lips. It's not sticky. But holy crap, it is spicy as hell. I think I'm going to wipe it off. Give me a minute. Maybe my daughter will like it. Ooh, dang. That is spicy. I didn't think it would like actually be spicy. I don't know. So, while I was in there, I got a little bit more than food. Actually, I didn't even get the main thing I went in there for. I have to go to another store for that. They did not have salmon for dinner. But they had this. The novella for Powerful. Do I need to read this before I read Reckless? Does it matter? I wasn't going to buy this. I actually was like, you know what? I have enough to read. It's just a novella. It's about somebody who, and I don't know if I really care for. Well, apparently I talked myself into getting it, and now I don't know if I should read it before Reckless or if it's okay to read after Reckless. So I need some help on that one. So I have the air turned up a little bit more in the car, so maybe that will prevent overheating. So I hope you can still hear me. I'll try to talk loud. Let's talk about the next book on my TBR for November, since this is in the car TBR. I feel like that's something like a late night television host would do, like, you know, in the car with James Corbin, like car karaoke. All right, the next one is, I don't know the name of it, but it's the 6th book in the Wayward Children series by Shannon McGuire. This is a portal fantasy. I think there's 10 or 11 books right now, but what I like about them is that the books are really short. They're less than 200 pages. And basically, it's about these children all over the world who find doors into different worlds, and they go to these different worlds and they live and they fit in there. They fit in better in these worlds than they did on Earth. And for whatever reason, they get kicked out. They have to come back to Earth. And they're just having a hard time dealing. So there is a school set up just for these children, and it's run by somebody who also went through a portal or a door when she was younger. So some of the books are about these different portals. Some of the books are about things that happen at this school. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So that will be one that I might be getting to in November. I am on Kindle Unlimited reading The Fate of the Tierling. It's the 3rd book in the Queen of the Tierling trilogy. This is a reread for me. I love this fantasy. I forgot about it because I had read it so long ago, and it was a book club. It was a book for a book club one of the months in my Discord book club. I've been reading the 3rd one for a while just because it's really good, but it hasn't been a priority read for me. So I've been working on it. I'm 50% done. I'm hoping to finish the other half in November. The next one is a romance. It's The Bride Test. This is the sequel to The Kiss Quotient. I read The Kiss Quotient a couple years ago, and I absolutely loved it. This is not a direct sequel. It is following some other characters that we met in the first book. But this deals with people who are neurodivergent and their love stories. And I just really liked the second. I really liked the first one. It's been a little while since I've picked up a romance, so that's on my list, on my hopefuls list. I did a video a little while ago, a FOMO video, where I read some romance books that were on Kindle Unlimited that I was interested in, but decided I wasn't going to read just because there's so many books that I want to read. And then I was having a case of FOMO, and so I read them. And my favorite book that I read in that series was Icebreaker. I liked it way more than I thought I would. Enough that I want to read the next book. So Wildfire is on my list of books to read to continue a series. I am currently listening to the 5th book in the Mortal Instruments series. I can't even remember the name of it right now. But I'm only about 20% in, so I do need to continue that one in November. That will be on audio. That shouldn't take me very long to finish. This one is one that I'm intimidated by. It's Morning Star. It's the 3rd book in the Red Rising series. I absolutely loved Red Rising. Golden Sun, I slogged through. It took me a long time to read. I didn't love it. I felt like the journey was not that great, but the destination was nice. But I do like this series enough to continue it. At least the first part of the series, which is the first 3 books. I do have a podcast that I need to listen to that's a book review summary of Golden Sun before I start Morning Star. This is one I really need to get to, but I feel like I'm going to keep putting it off. We shall see. The next one is The Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Human. It is a sequel to that Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. I read this. This was definitely a cover buy, but I absolutely loved it when I read it. It was just lighthearted. It was funny. It was just what I needed. So I do want to finish out that book. There's 3 of them in that series. Let me pause. I'm going to flip you around. I'm going to show you this beautiful view I get to drive over twice a day, at least during the week. This is the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. It connects Pinellas County to Manatee County in Florida. So I work in Pinellas County. I live in Manatee County. So I get to drive over this bridge every day. And I love it. Some people are super afraid of this bridge and will not drive over it. But I think it's amazing and I love it. The net that you see to the right, that is a net that they had to put up because of jumpers, unfortunately. But from my understanding, it really does help. And you can see these yellow, these are the iconic yellow cables of the Skyway Bridge that are coming up on your left. There was a bridge here in the 80s that actually got hit by a barge and like hundreds of people died. And then this is the new one. So now I'm at the very, very top. My ears are popping. That's how tall, that's how far up we are. And if I look out, it's just the water and it's beautiful. All right, back to me again. A couple of months ago, I read Heartstopper. This is one of my daughter's favorite series. I read the first one in like 30 minutes. And I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I felt like it just didn't have enough space for a whole lot to happen. So I do want to continue the series. It would be great if I could knock all of them out, the rest of them, just like dedicate 2 hours to it and just get it done. So hopefully that will happen. And then once I'm done with that, I do want to start watching the TV show. And that's my list. So yeah, that's a lot. Not going to get to all of them. We'll see how many I get through. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue this into December or not. I have some standalones that I really want to read in December that have been on my TBR for a really long time. So anyways, I appreciate your subscribes, your likes, your comments. I would love to know what is on your TBR for November. Do you like in the car TBR or do you hate it? Is it stupid? Should I keep wearing this lip plumper even though it's burning the shit out of my lips and peeling my skin off? I don't know. Anyways, until next time, happy reading.